Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It podcast. I'm your host, Deanna McKill. Welcome back if you are returning. If you're new here, welcome. This is episode 2 of You versus You. We're going to be shifting perspectives and reframing failure as growth. I want to thank you guys for joining me on this journey and tuning into this episode. Today, we're going to be talking about how we're going to transform how we perceive failure by seeing it as a stepping stone to growth. I'm going to share a personal story with you guys on a time where I feel like I failed and tell you why it's okay and how I dealt with that. Whenever I was a full-time social media content creator, social media manager, whatever you want to call it, I was sent on a journey to try and find new clients. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. And I was doing it on foot. And the whole purpose of this task that I was sent on in this journey was to go to local coffee shops and try to convince them on why they needed our services. I did this to try to gain new clients for the business that I was working on and potentially make more money for us and our company and myself. By doing that, like I said, it was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, just because coffee shops don't have a huge budget, and the services that we were offering were a little pricey, but I really had to convince them on why they needed us. And I failed. I failed really bad at it. I won't lie. And I remember I was visiting these people, going sit in their coffee shops every day, offering to make them free, promo videos and things of that sort. And I had just a really hard time trying to convince them on why they needed us instead of doing it themselves when they had employees that was willing to do it for free. And nobody signed up with us. And this was right before I moved to Houston. So it was okay. I knew that I was about to move, but I really wanted to try to get those clients and make that money. So it just wasn't really meant to be at the same time. But I remember these people telling me no, I don't want this. No, I don't need this. And I'm walking, I'm catching the bus, everything. It was really hard. But instead of looking at that as failure, I took it as an opportunity to say, hey, now I know how to prospect people in person. Now I have an idea and what type of game plan and what tools and materials I will need in an event I wanted to go try to potentially find some new clients. So I look at it as I gained some sort of knowledge on how to properly prospect people, how to plan meetings with strangers, how to approach these people and not have all this fear inside, and confidently approach business owners with a plan to offer them a service that they might need. So that's a time that I failed in my life. And I just wanted to start off with that because this is the whole purpose of this episode, is reframing our failure as growth. And it definitely helped me have a plan, have an idea, and things of that sort on how to approach people. Okay, let's move on. The purpose of this episode is to understand why failure is a natural part of success. And we're going to share practical ways on how to build our mindset for resilience and self-belief. Okay, so let's jump into the episode. Understanding the nature of failure. What is failure? Failure is a lack of success in doing or achieving something, especially in relation to a particular activity. Define failure as a result, not an identity. People example, Thomas Edison. He invented the light bulb. But do you know how many times he failed before he invented the light bulb? 1,000 times. 1,000 times before he was successful in making a light bulb. And that is something we use today. So why do we fear failure? It's because society has conditioned us that failure is equal to inadequacy. I cannot say that right. I don't know why I couldn't say that right. But we fear the judgment and rejection and the loss that holds us back. So we are going to share the idea that failure is feedback. It's a signal that there's area for improvement and also an opportunity to learn. I want to share a quote with you guys from Nelson Mandela. I never lose. I either win or learn. And that's big when you think about it. I either win or learn. Either way, if you quote unquote lose, you're learning something, you're gaining something either way. So try to change your mindset in the way that you think about these things. So we're going to be shifting our perspectives on failure. Lessons hidden in setbacks. Every failure contains a lesson that helps you improve. And that is literally what I just said, but this is what I have on my notes, okay? So I'm going to share a story with you guys about a public figure that everybody knows. Like, everybody knows her. I bet y'all already know who I'm about to say. Talk about Oprah Winfrey. Oprah is adored by millions of fans worldwide, and now she is worth billions thanks to her popular TV show and media empire. Oprah Winfrey was actually fired from her first TV job as one of the news anchors for Baltimore WJZ TV because she got too emotionally invested in her stories. She was told that she was quote unquote unfit for television news. As a consolidation, she was offered a role on daytime TV. People Are Talking. The show became a hit and she stayed on there for 8 years. Eventually, she became the host of her own TV show, The Oprah Winfrey Show, which aired for 25 seasons, and she is currently worth and estimated at $3 billion, according to Forbes. So, this is an excellent success story that we could talk about because by her getting fired from her first job and them telling her that she was unfit, she could have took that judgment that these people gave to her and ran with that and never tried again. But she was offered a job somewhere else, being able to be herself completely, and look how she turned out. We can't let the failure stop us from growing to our full potential. You never know what could come from it. So shout out to Oprah for being so successful. Everybody knows who Oprah is. So we have to step into the growth mindset. Carol Dweck's, I don't know if y'all know who she is or not. To be honest, I don't know either, but I did some research. And she has a concept called the growth mindset. And it's the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed. Contrast with a fixed mindset, which sees failure as a sign of permanent inadequacy. Carol Dweck's growth mindset is a powerful psychologically concept rooted in her groundbreaking research on motivation, learning, and achievement. And she has a book called The New Psychology of Success, and she describes how contrasting ways people view their abilities and challenges in a growth mindset and in a fixed mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that intelligence, talents, and abilities can be developed and improved through effort, learning, and perseverance. People with a growth mindset see challenges and setbacks as opportunity to grow rather than evidence of failure. Some core beliefs from this is skills and intelligence are not fixed. They can be cultivated through hard work, strategies, and help from others. Failure is a stepping stone to success and not a dead end. Effort is essential and leads to growth. Reactions to challenges. You're going to view your obstacles as opportunities to learn, persist through difficulties instead of giving up, and actively seek feedback for improvement. Focus on process over outcome. Emphasize that learning, effort, and growth rather than initiate talent for immediate results. So we're going to go over the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. We said fixed mindsets is the belief that abilities and intelligence and talents are unchangeable. A fixed mindset avoids challenges. Growth mindset embraces challenges. Fixed mindset gives up easily. Growth mindset persists through obstacles. Fixed mindset sees effort is fruitless. A growth mindset sees effort as a path to mastery. A fixed mindset ignores the constructive criticism, and that's something that a lot of people have a hard time dealing with. Constructive criticism. And a growth mindset learns from the feedback. A fixed mindset is threatened by others' success, and a growth mindset is inspired by others' success. It is okay to see inspiration and get inspiration from others. It's not okay to copy people. Okay, I'm not gonna say it's not okay to copy people, but it is okay to get inspired by others' doings. Other people can inspire you to do your crafts, give you ideas, and also be better. So why does it matter? A growth mindset fosters resilience, adaptability, and willingness to learn, which is essential. I cannot talk. Which is essential for success in any area of your life. It helps individuals approach failure with curiosity rather than fear, turning setbacks into opportunities for personal development. So, you might ask yourself, how do you cultivate a growth mindset? We're going to start off by reframing failure. We're going to replace I can't do this with I can't do this yet. Okay, you see the difference? There's hope. You're going to treat your failures as valuable learning experiences. We're also going to emphasize the effort in strategy. We're going to focus on the process rather than the result, okay? Focus on the process. How did you get there? What does it take? What ideas do you have? Then I got this done, okay? We're also going to acknowledge the hard work and strategies that lead us to the progress. We're going to learn from feedback. We're going to view constructive criticism as an opportunity to improve and not a personal attack, okay? Be open to other people's ideas. Be open to other people's opinions on things that you asked them about, you know? And last but not least, we're going to surround ourselves with growth-oriented people. Spend time with people who encourage you to grow, take risks, and learn from setbacks. Inspirational examples of a growth mindset. Michael Jordan is also another person that we can talk about. He actually, I don't know if y'all knew or not, he actually got cut from his high school basketball team. And Michael Jordan is one of the most well-known players on this planet. He said, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I failed over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed. Growth mindset in action. If you adopt a growth mindset, you'll tackle new challenges with curiosity rather than fear. You'll build resilience and self-confidence as you walk through difficulties. You'll be less afraid of failure and more focused on growth and learning. And we're going to ask some self-reflection questions. What did I learn from this experience? Sometimes it just takes us to sit down and think about how much we've learned. And it's very encouraging to see how much you've learned to get to where you are today. How can I apply this lesson moving forward? Also, how can I handle similar situations differently? It's all about thinking, getting in your mind, and seeing the process over the result, like I mentioned before. We're going to be talking about building resilience and self-belief. How we're going to do that? Number one, embrace the process. Success is rarely linear, okay? Success is just not a straight shot up, okay? We're going to normalize those setbacks and take part of the journey, okay? We're going to normalize that setbacks are like part of the journey, okay? Number two, we're going to practice self-compassion. We're going to be kind to ourselves after we perceive failure, okay? Like, it is okay to fail. We talked about this before, but I'm just saying it again, okay? Self-criticism erodes resilience, while compassion strengthens it. What we're going to do is reframe our setbacks, and we're going to go ahead and write down a failure, and we're going to also list 3 things that we learned from it. So think about a time that you recently failed at something in your life, and write down 3 things that you learned from that failure. And then we're also going to celebrate our effort. We're going to shift our focus on the outcome to the effort we put in trying, and congratulate yourself for even trying and putting in effort to trying to get to whatever that goal or task or whatever the case may be, okay? And we're also going to anchor in faith, because you guys know I am a holy girl. I want to share some Bible verses with you guys. James 1, verses 2-4. Consider it pure joy when you face trials, because testing your faith produces perseverance. And then Proverbs 24, verse 16. For the righteousness falls 7 times, they rise again. Okay? Let's do it. So, in conclusion, we're going to do a little recap. What did we take away from this episode? Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. Remember that, okay? And also, by reframing failure as feedback, we can build resilience and grow stronger. Flex your arms with me. So I want to encourage you guys to reflect on a recent failure and reframe it as a growth opportunity. Write down 3 things that you have learned from that failure. And also invite people to do this with you. Go ahead and share it in your journal. Also, if you guys are not doing your journal, I encourage you to do the journal, please. Please do the journal, okay? Your weekly journal. And share this with someone that you care about dearly. Your friends, your family, your coworkers. The more the merrier. I want to remind you guys that every setback can be a setup for a comeback. How about that? And I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and to subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already. And again, share it. Share it with someone. Share the next episode. Share the first episode. Share this episode. Just so that you can get those people around you. Like we said, you want to surround yourself with like-minded, growth-minded people. And if you want your circle to be on the same mindset and in the same level as you, and where they can believe in themselves and they can believe in you, and they can just imagine how the trickle effect can work. Okay? So again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in with me today. Remind you guys to go ahead and make your journal entries, and tell you guys that I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for trying to even better your mind, to try to change your mind, to go ahead and build up your mindset to be stronger and better. And so thank you so much, and I'm proud of you. If no one's told you that they're proud of you, I'm proud of you, okay? So thank you again. Y'all, most importantly, remember, be blessed and do not forget to smile. Bye.